Is this why Abby was so mean to Chloe this week? Overreaction much? Welcome back to my series, Dance Mums Unedited. This is the series where I discuss the production notes written by actual producers of Dance Mums and discuss all the behind the scenes things that happen that we don't get to see on the show. Today we're looking at Season 1, Episode 9, and once again this is a pretty long video because a lot of things were cut out of the final episode, because there was more to this episode than the producers cared to show. As always, there will be a link in the description box below which will take you to a PDF of the full notes so you can read them for yourselves. So let's jump right into it. The week begins at Fern Adair Studio in Las Vegas, with Abby filming Pyramid alone. She seems to suggest that she missed her flight because she put her phone in her cleavage and set off all the alarms at the airport. Abby forbids the girls from spending time in the sun, telling them to look at the pool from their hotel room. She acknowledges Maddie messing up in her pageant interview last week. She discusses her decision to pull the Vivi and Mackenzie duet last week, warning that if others don't give 100% and follow the rules, she will pull their routines from the competition too. She announces that she is sick of people saying Chloe doesn't win because Maddie is the favourite. She declares that there is no game being played here and that she needs to come, practice and pay. Then the girls and mums enter the studio and Abby starts again. Abby tells Maddie that she has had an undefeated season and that she is getting calls about her. She says that Brandon being in the group last week didn't work out and that he pulled them up into a higher age category. Christy looks upset when she sees Chloe at the top of the pyramid because Abby demands that she has to win. Abby asks if the girls know what another name for Las Vegas is, and Mackenzie says New York. Oh, that's so cute. I wish I showed that. Brooke says it's called Sin City. Abby turns to Chloe and asks her to define what a sin is. Then the group rehearsals begin. Abby works with Brooke, assigning her the role of Sloth, and Kelly seems very mad about it. Christy is already shaking her head before Abby works with Chloe and gives her the role of Envy. Abby then works with Maddie and does not compare her to a sin at first. After they start the routine from the top, she tells Maddie that she will be Wrath. Abby then turns to Paige and tells her that she doesn't know what she should be. She thinks that choosing Lust might be a bit too much. Yikes, that would have been so disturbing. I'm very glad they didn't do that. One of the mums shouts that Paige should be Gluttony, and Brooke agrees. Abby wants to see Maddie embrace her mad dog persona. Meanwhile, Melissa and Holly are getting upset. Melissa is mad because she says the kids missed their solos this morning at West Coast Dance Explosion. She says that Brooke hasn't missed hers. She and Abby start calling people, asking why they didn't perform their solos. Abby screams at someone, presumably one of her other students, over the phone, telling them not to listen to what their mother wants them to do, but to listen to what she is telling them to do. She says that her missing her solos makes both of them look bad. Nia begins to cry about missing her solo. Abby asks what is wrong with her, telling her that she will pull it if she wants her to. As she works with Maddie on her solo, she yells at Nia for being a baby. Nia says that she wasn't ready for her solo today, and Abby accuses her of crying over spilt milk. Holly says that calling Nia a baby doesn't help. Abby says that there is no chair for Paige's rehearsal, and tells her to get her mum to find a chair. In the meantime, she runs Chloe's solo. She screams at her to wake up and tells her that her jumps are ridiculous. She yells that she should write it down to remember it. Abby gets back on the phone with someone from the competition. She says that she doesn't know why they are being screw-ups because Dance Mums has nothing to do with her older kids. Abby tells Chloe that she should be ready because she's at the top of the pyramid. When Chloe doesn't respond, Abby tells her that she is like a mute. She asks if Chloe wants to run it again, and Chloe says sure, under her breath. Abby says that she will run Paige's number first, and that if Chloe leaves the room, she will be done for the day. Abby tells Paige during her rehearsal that she has beautiful showgirl legs, but she never straightens them. The mums talk about Maddie's pageant interview. Holly says that Maddie is expected to be perfect, and Melissa revealed that Maddie was mad at herself for messing up. Holly revealed that the girls tried to console her, and Abby was not having it. In the studio, Chloe rehearses again, and Abby barks at her. After this, Nia runs her solo. Christy tells the mums that Chloe is not going to win because she is at the bottom of her age category. Christy has discussed this during the Back to the Bar podcast. She says that Abby never used to let kids compete for a title unless they were at the top of an age category. She says that the only exception was Maddie and Brooke, who would occasionally compete up an age level. Melissa shares that Maddie will sometimes do her dances in her sleep, and Kelly thinks that that is obsessive. Melissa exclaims, "What am I doing to my kid?" Christy says Chloe was excited that she was at the top of the pyramid. Melissa and the mums joke about how they don't give their kids homework, and Holly seems disturbed. Holly thinks that their kids are being set up for failure because they are competing against other studios who have been practicing all year. She also mentions that Nia has another ethnic solo. She says that she will be a Native American. That description seems very different from the solo that Nia ended up performing. I wonder if maybe Holly was misquoted, or maybe Abby decided to change the style of dance halfway through the week. Paige, Brooke and Nia work on their solos. Abby gets the kids to rehearse the group dance again. She begins screaming. She says since they are in a place known for gambling, she bets each of the kids $20 that they don't have the group music on their iPods to listen to. She tells the girls not to cough, and one of the girls apologises. This is when Abby's friend Liz enters the room. She teaches the girls how to walk like a showgirl. She says that she had a headdress that put a dent in her head for years. Then Liz calls in a showgirl, Katie. Abby says that the kids can't see one of their shows because the kids aren't 21. Liz responds that they used to have shows where they were topless, but now they also have shows where they are covered. She tells the girls that what they didn't like was getting jobs, and that they can make more money by doing that. It sickens me that this day was probably the inspiration that led the producers to come up with the idea for the group dance Fantastic in season 2. Abby starts to incorporate some of the showgirl moves into Chloe's solo. Kelly and Holly discuss the fact that no mum thinks their daughter will take the topless path. Kelly thinks the girls are at an impressionable age because now Brooke and Paige want to do a showgirl routine. Melissa adds that Maddie wanted to buy those headpieces. A little while later, the mums hang out at the pool, talking to some guys. Christy and Kelly have said in their podcast that they wouldn't be surprised if these young men were planted by production. Holly puts her drink down, saying that she doesn't want to drink. The guys pressure the mums to drink more. Holly says that she is a principal and everyone pressures her to drink. The guys tell Holly that her teeth are perfect and that they like her earrings. After the guys leave, Christy and Holly talk about skinny dipping. Holly laughs that skinny dipping and Holly should not be in the same sentence. Christy declares that when she was 20, she could rock a bikini like no one's business. Kelly says that they should order shots and wonders who will take care of her kids that night. Kelly discusses the fact that being on their dance team keeps Brooke young, because all the other girls her age are dating. The mums call themselves beached whales and discuss one time where Kenzie saw Abby naked. No matter the context for this, it is incredibly disturbing. Christy says she does not like Chloe being alone with Abby because she doesn't trust her. She believes that she has proven that she is incapable of being alone with a 10-year-old. Christy says Abby hates her and takes it out on her kid. Holly asks if there will be another blow-up, and Christy says that she will try to do it away from Chloe. Christy points out to Melissa that the favoritism is affecting Maddie too, and that it is unfair to everyone. Melissa tells the mums that Mackenzie doesn't want to dance anymore, and that Abby tells her to stop telling people that. As the mums leave, Christy tackles Melissa onto some nearby pillows, and Melissa pretends to flash her. Kelly and Christy have shared about the hotel that they stayed at during this week. Apparently there were beds next to the pool, which is probably where Christy pushed Melissa. There were like mirrors on the ceilings, there were t-shirts with the slogan "Spread It." It was just a very adult environment. Kids under 18 apparently weren't even supposed to stay there, and so Christy and Kelly don't really know how production managed to allow the kids to stay. The next day, everyone is in the green room getting ready. Abby and Maddie look over the group costumes, and Abby yells that they aren't dyed yet. She screams that this is not what she drew. Abby calls the girls over and critiques their makeup. She makes a comment about Nia's lipstick, and Holly is upset, saying that she does have lipstick on. Abby insists that she needs to wear red lipstick. Nia has shared that she used to have trouble matching lipstick shades with the other girls because it would look different on her skin tone, and apparently this used to be sort of a major source of tension between Abby and Holly. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened here, even though it doesn't explicitly state that that's what the issue was. Abby tells the kids before the dance that no one wants to see their crotches. Afterwards, Chloe and Paige do an on-the-fly interview together. They say that the lights were so close together that it nearly burned them. Then they argue about the word gluttony and try and work out what it means. Back in the green room, Holly says if Abby tells her one more time not to talk to her daughter, she will lose it. Christy tells her that she is glad she didn't back down on the lipstick thing. Christy talks about Chloe's picture being on the cover of the competition pamphlet. She says that Abby gave them a picture of Maddie instead of Chloe, even though Chloe is the reigning title holder. Holly reminds the kids that Maddie is not any more special than they are. During the awards ceremony, the group wins an award for having gorgeous lines, and 7th place overall. Kelly and Christy get Brooke ready for her solo. Kelly asks if she's nervous, and Brooke says that she doesn't want to talk about the stupid dance. Christy asks her about the last person that she texted instead. Kelly says her boyfriends, and Brooke gets shy. Brooke performs her solo, holding her shoulder as she comes off stage. Abby wants to get it looked at. At the awards, Brooke wins the best costume and 3rd place overall. Christy talks to Chloe in their hotel room. She says that she doesn't think Abby understands that Chloe is not jealous of Maddie because they are good friends. Chloe admits that she feels like a waste and that she is treated unfairly. She tells Christy about being screamed at last week before her dance. Christy hates that Abby took out her frustration with Christy on Chloe. Chloe admits that she cried in the van when Abby yelled at her. Christy tells her that Abby is a bully and that if she was in a school, she would be sent to Miss Holly's office. She tells Chloe that if she doesn't win, it's no big deal and she will not let Abby continue to treat her this way. Chloe thanks her mum for looking out for her. The following day, Christy confronts Abby at her hotel room about screaming in Chloe's face. She says that they both show Abby plenty of respect. Abby says that Chloe is disrespectful, and Christy says that Chloe is just afraid of her. Abby says that she deserves nothing and she wants a thank you. She goes after Christy's husband, and Christy tells her that this isn't about him. This is about her being abusive to her daughter. Abby tells her to go somewhere else and complains about Christy. She says that Chloe is a mute. She tells Christy that this TV show is the best thing that has ever happened to her in her life. Christy asks her not to scream in her daughter's face, and Abby shoots back that Chloe didn't say hi to her. Is this why Abby was so mean to Chloe this week? Overreaction much? Abby says that Christy works with children and should know that some of them are dumb. She says that she wants a thank you card from Chloe. She once again attacks Christy's husband, calling him incompetent. Christy apologizes if Abby finds her disrespectful and begins to cry. She says that Abby will never understand because she's not a mother. Abby tells her not to cry and says that her kid looked like a miserable brat on stage. She asks what is wrong with that kid. Christy says that she just wants to move forward because she can't leave the studio. She just wants Abby to be kinder to her daughter. Abby once again reiterates that Chloe didn't say hello to her. She thinks that Christy is making Chloe afraid of her. She says that the Chloe-Maddie rivalry is nothing new and that she has done this over and over again. She says that Chloe can't be afraid of her because she lets her spot her in class. Eventually they hug and Christy leaves. Nia and Paige get ready for their solos. Paige comes out in her costume that is way too big for her. Kelly says that she's not going to let her kid go on unprepared again, telling Abby to pull the number. Kelly has described and further elaborated on what it was like to be in this situation. She says that she was really upset because the costume that Paige tried on was a second-hand one from a 17-year-old, and it had a bunch of missing rhinestones, and she would have had to, tailor the costume and create a headpiece in such a limited amount of time. She was also quite upset in the aftermath of things that had happened earlier in the season, like Brooke not having a costume and then having Vivi's costume ripped off her right before going on stage, and then the whole thing with Paige forgetting her solo because she didn't get her music until the day of the competition. She also said that Paige did not have the chair that she rehearsed with. She had to use a hotel chair. And Christy seems to think that maybe production acted as though they had it all sorted out and then they just didn't bring the chair. Bottom line is, Kelly was sick of her kids not being prepared because it felt like she was sending her kids out to fail on stage. Abby takes Paige outside and yells at her about her mother. Kelly tells Paige that she can do the solo if she wants to, but Paige doesn't think that she's had enough time to learn it. Abby said that she spent all of this time incorporating new moves and says that the whole point was to make a game of it and to learn a new dance each week. Paige thinks that she will forget the routine. Abby has Chloe and Paige put on showgirl headpieces and costumes, but Paige still doesn't want to do it. When Abby leaves, Kelly points out that it's hard to perform in a costume that doesn't fit and is very uncomfortable. And Nia agrees that if you have a costume you love, you dance a lot better. Kelly tells Paige that the costume would have fit a 15-year-old and that she would have been holding back on her dance if she performed in that. Neither Chloe nor Nia win an overall award for their solos, and Abby is disappointed in this outcome. The next day, the mums visit the -5 bar. This was the evening that Dance Mums first premiered, according to Christy and Kelly, and even during the premiere they couldn't get time off, they had to film. They do the shot ski, but Melissa and Holly don't do actual shots. Christy keeps telling Holly to do a shot out of the ice sculpture. Then Christy and Kelly keep trying to get both Melissa and Holly to take shots with them, but they don't want to. They are incredibly insistent. Holly takes a small sip and pulls a grossed out face. A day later, the mums go to a hypnosis show. The performer does an optical illusion with Melissa, and then the mums go on stage to play pretend instruments. Kelly mimes playing the fiddle, Holly mimes the piano, and he sends Melissa off stage. Eventually, Christy is the last of them to keep going, and she mimes playing some sort of instrument with her butt. Afterwards, more tricks are performed, but the mums don't actually think that anyone was hypnotised. The show then gets pretty adult when there's a dirty lollipop sucking competition and blow-up dolls are brought onto the stage. Abby mentioned in her interview the following day that Brooke and Paige would have been expelled when their mum said the F word, as per their studio contract. Abby and the girls then eat ice cream together. Paige says her mum doesn't want her to eat ice cream. Abby tells the girls to get their elbows off the table. She says to one of the girls, "If you were my daughter, I would beat your butt all the way home." Abby throws ice cream and the whole scene descends into an ice cream fight. Chloe throws ice cream back at her and Abby tells her that she will be expelled because you shouldn't touch your elders. And she wonders why Chloe's afraid of her. She tells the kids not to cry this week, directing it especially at Nia. They all exit, leaving behind a total mess. And with that, we've reached the end of yet another episode. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this. If you want to read those production notes for yourselves, you can check out the link in the description box. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.